to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
What happens when a celebrity father publicly demands a paternity test, and the mother, standing firm in her belief, says it's her decision and no one else's? Well, the drama just unfolded in one of the most explosive moments we've seen in recent times. Aaron has raised eyebrows by demanding proof of paternity from Teyana, but her immediate and bold response? It's my decision. This has set the internet ablaze with opinions, reactions, and shock. As the public debates this intensely personal issue, the question on everyone's mind is, what does this mean for their relationship and their future as a family? The emotional toll on both parties is becoming more evident, and the fight for control of the narrative has just begun. Stick around as we break down the emotional depth of the situation, why Aaron demanded the test, and how Teyana's powerful statement is reshaping the public's view on their relationship. It all started when Aaron, for reasons unknown, publicly demanded that Teyana undergo a paternity test to confirm that their child is indeed his. This request came out of nowhere and immediately sent shockwaves through the celebrity world. For months, Aaron had been openly supportive of their family, celebrating their child and their life together. But suddenly, this seemingly perfect image was shattered with one powerful request. Aaron's demand for proof raised more questions than answers, making fans and followers wonder what was going through his mind at the time. When asked about the reasons behind the demand, Aaron stated that it was about ensuring peace of mind. He insisted that it wasn't an accusation but merely a way to clarify things for the sake of their family. However, the timing of his request made many suspicious. Why now? After everything they've been through together, why bring this up in public? Especially when everything seemed fine. The internet buzzed with mixed reactions. Some felt Aaron was justified, claiming that a paternity test was a simple way to clear any doubts, especially when a child's future is on the line. Others, however, felt that this was an unnecessary move that disrespected Teyana and undermined their bond. Fans began to question whether there was more to the situation than Aaron was letting on, and why he was airing their private struggles in such a public manner. Teyana, understandably hurt by the demand, immediately expressed her feelings of betrayal and disbelief. She made it clear that she didn't need to prove anything to anyone, especially not Aaron, whom she had trusted deeply. This wasn't just about the paternity test, it was about trust, respect, and the foundation of their relationship being questioned in front of the world. The public wasn't just watching this battle of words, they were now witnessing a raw and painful confrontation that had been building behind the scenes. The paternity test demand became a symbol of deeper issues at play, and the emotional intensity only escalated from there. Teyana's response to Aaron's demand wasn't just about defending her own integrity, it was about asserting control over her life and decisions. In an emotional statement posted on social media, Teyana expressed her unwavering stance, "It's my decision." With those words, Teyana made it clear that she would not be dictated to or belittled in any way. This wasn't just about a test, it was about her ability to control her own narrative. Teyana has always been fiercely independent and unapologetic, and in this moment, she channeled all that strength into a response that left the public in awe. Teyana's declaration became a rallying cry for many who felt she had every right to protect her privacy. Her message was clear: "This is my child, my decision, and no one else's." Her words resonated with fans who saw her as a woman who was standing up for herself and refusing to let her personal life be manipulated or questioned. The sheer strength in her response empowered others, and many online praised her for taking control of the situation in such a public manner. However, the internet was far from unanimous in its support. While many fans rallied behind Teyana, others questioned whether her stance was rooted in emotion rather than logic. Some felt that while she had the right to be hurt, there were more diplomatic ways to handle the situation. But the majority seemed to side with Teyana, seeing her response as a courageous act of self-empowerment. The situation quickly became a public spectacle, with fans dissecting every word she posted and every move she made. The pressure was on her to continue standing her ground, and it was clear that Teyana wasn't going to back down anytime soon. As Teyana's response went viral, the public backlash intensified. The drama surrounding Aaron's paternity test request had already set the stage for a tense online environment, but Teyana's refusal to comply only served to add fuel to the fire. The debate between fans was heated, with some feeling that Aaron's demand was a reasonable request, while others felt it was a violation of trust and a public humiliation for Teyana. Fans began attacking each other over their differing views, with social media platforms flooded with arguments, insults, and heated discussions about who was in the wrong. Aaron, despite being the one who initiated the request, found himself at the center of a growing storm. While some supported him, claiming that a paternity test was necessary for clarity, the overwhelming majority saw his actions as an affront to his relationship with Teyana. They accused him of undermining their bond, and many called his request selfish and inconsiderate. The anger directed at him online was palpable, and his attempts to defend himself only seemed to fuel the fire further. As the fallout continued to build, Aaron's reputation began to suffer. Fans and followers who once admired his relationship with Teyana were now questioning his motives, and many were left wondering if this was a sign of deeper issues in their relationship. Teyana, on the other hand, found herself at the center of an emotional whirlwind. While many supported her decision, the pressure of the public eye and the constant scrutiny was taking its toll. This wasn't just about her relationship anymore, it was about her personal dignity and the public's perception of her. Teyana continued to post updates on social media, asserting her right to make the decisions regarding her family. But with each post came more attention, more judgment, and more questions about the future of her relationship with Aaron. The fallout from this paternity test dispute was far from over. Behind all the public drama, the emotional toll on both Aaron and Teyana was becoming more and more evident. For Teyana, the situation was deeply personal, and it was clear that she felt betrayed by Aaron's public demand. Despite his justifications, she could not shake the feeling that this was more about control than clarity. She had spent years building a family with Aaron, and now, the foundation of that family seemed to be cracking under the pressure of one decision. Teyana's vulnerability in the face of such public scrutiny was raw, and fans were quick to pick up on the emotional weight of her posts. It wasn't just about a paternity test, it was about the pain of being questioned, the frustration of not being trusted, and the heartbreak of realizing that someone she loved didn't fully believe in her. Aaron, meanwhile, was facing his own emotional battles. His request for a paternity test came from a place of fear, uncertainty, and pride, but now, the emotional consequences were hitting him hard. His actions had alienated Teyana, created a rift between them, and put their family under the microscope. As the backlash grew, Aaron began to realize the full weight of what he had done. Was this just a simple misunderstanding, or had his insecurities and doubts about their relationship led him to make a catastrophic mistake? The public's reaction was harsh, and Aaron's struggle to defend himself only deepened his internal conflict. The emotional toll of the situation was becoming too much for him to handle, and it was unclear how he would ever recover from the damage. The public was fiercely divided over who was right in this situation. On one side, fans were vehemently supporting Teyana, praising her for standing up for herself and refusing to be manipulated by Aaron's demand. "Teyana is a queen," one fan tweeted. "She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Aaron needs to trust her, not question her." These supporters saw Teyana's refusal as a powerful statement of independence and self-respect, believing that she deserved to be heard and believed without having to prove herself. On the other hand, some fans were backing Aaron, arguing that a paternity test was a reasonable request for peace of mind. They believed it was a simple and straightforward action that could clear up any doubts and provide clarity for everyone involved. "It's a simple thing to do," one fan commented. "Why make such a big deal out of it? Aaron just wants confirmation." For these supporters, Aaron's request wasn't about distrust but rather about seeking certainty and reassurance. They saw his demand for a paternity test as a natural step in a complicated situation, one that would help resolve any lingering questions and bring closure to the matter. These fans felt that Teyana's reaction was driven by emotional pain and frustration, and they questioned whether she was overreacting to what they saw as a reasonable request. They argued that Aaron's intentions were not malicious but rooted in a desire for peace of mind and to protect the future of their family. However, the divide between the two fan bases only deepened, with both sides fiercely defending their perspectives. The debate over the paternity test became symbolic of a much larger issue: trust, control, and the interpretation of each party's intentions. Fans who supported Teyana viewed Aaron's request as a challenge to her authority and trust in their relationship, while those who supported Aaron felt that Teyana's response was overly emotional and defensive. This public war between Teyana's and Aaron's supporters created even more tension, with each side accusing the other of being overly emotional, biased, or too quick to take sides without considering the full picture. The situation became more than just about the paternity test. It was a battle over whose perspective and emotional reaction was more justified. The turning point came when Teyana made a final statement on social media, bringing a sense of resolution to the public battle. In a powerful post, she declared, "I've made my decision, and it's my family, my choice." These words struck a chord with her fans, who rallied behind her in a powerful show of solidarity. Teyana's decision to make the final call on the paternity test sent a strong message. She would not let anyone, not even Aaron, control her decisions regarding her family. This declaration of independence and self-determination became a defining moment, shifting the conversation from the specifics of the paternity test to a broader conversation about agency and the right to make personal decisions without external interference. Aaron, in response, posted a more measured apology, admitting that he may have handled the situation poorly. But the damage was already done. His apology didn't seem to resonate with everyone, and fans were left wondering if this moment marked the beginning of the end for their relationship. As the saga continues, one question looms large. What will happen next? Can Teyana and Aaron rebuild the trust that has been so deeply damaged, or has this incident marked the end of their relationship? With emotions running high, it's clear that the outcome is still uncertain. The cliffhanger leaves fans eagerly awaiting the next twist in this drama. What do you think about Teyana's decision and Aaron's demand for a paternity test? Was Teyana right to stand her ground, or should Aaron have been given the benefit of the doubt? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to stay updated on all the latest developments in this ongoing saga, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. We'll keep you informed on every shocking revelation as this story continues.